Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Maker Experiment, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about moving. Again, let's get into it. For those that don't know, I have accepted a new job, which is requiring a move across the country for the third time in my career. So what's going to happen is we're moving from Las Vegas area to North Carolina. And as part of that process, that means moving my entire shop and garage and everything that I have built up over the years. Now, the last time we did a cross-country move, I moved a whole bunch of woodworking tools, table saw, bandsaw, all that kind of stuff. That has all been sold. I sold that a while ago. So now most of it is going to be tables and some small machinery, toolboxes, things like that. And I want to go through some of the things that I'm doing to make this move easier from a shop perspective. That way everyone kind of has an idea of some of the things that will help you make your lives easier. And some of the things you need to think about. The first thing I want to talk about is my machinery. So the lasers, the printer, things of that nature. Now, I am fortunate that the companies that I work with, I am actually getting everything shipped by them. The lasers are already gone. So those all got picked up a few weeks ago. Those actually got transported by EPILOG, and those are kind of out of sight, out of mind. Once I'm in the new location, those will come back to me. That's a very fortunate circumstance that I don't have to worry about it. But if you are moving machinery yourself, a couple of things you need to think about is how you're going to move it. Not only securing like the heads and things like that, but how are you physically going to get it there? Most machines, you are not going to be able to roll up a normal U-Haul truck or any kind of moving truck. You typically have to have a truck that is like a box truck with a lift gate on it, meaning the whole back comes down and lowers to the ground. I have moved machinery within town on a hydraulic trailer. That has worked really well, but if you're doing a long move, really consider hiring a company to move them for you, because you're typically going to have them on a pallet or inside of a crate. So, and a good example of this is my Fusion Pro. There's no way you can wheel that up a ramp on a normal moving truck because the wheelbase is too wide. The only option is going to be lifting it up into the truck, which is where the lift gate comes in. So if you're moving a machine that big, I would highly suggest you hire a company to do that. If you're moving smaller machines that you can carry, you can move them with moving trucks and movers. Just be very careful with them, as they may not protect them as well as you would. So if you have them in a crate, it will honestly make it easier. But once you crate it, you typically have to go with a liftgate service. The next thing I want to talk about are the materials and supplies that I use that need to get moved as well. Some of these materials moving companies will not move. It's a risk if you move them yourself as well, and that is anything that is combustible. So finishes, spray paints, some of the laser sprays that I use are all combustible. I will not move those with my stuff because, especially it's because I'm moving in the summer and it's gonna be really hot. The more those heat up, the more flammable they're going to be, and if something happens, the whole truck is going to go up, and I pray that that does not happen. So what I've done is I have gotten rid of a lot of supplies, and if you've seen some of my stories on Instagram or posts on Instagram, I gave away all of my spray paint. It was probably a few $100s worth of spray paint that I've accumulated over the past couple of years. I gave that all to a friend because I don't want to move it. I also gave away some of my laser sprays, like the marking sprays. I've also given away some cleaners. I gave away epoxies, finishes, anything that was marked as combustible. is gone. I gave it all away. And that just gives me peace of mind that it won't be in the truck with the rest of my stuff. So I would highly consider getting rid of stuff like that. I know it's a lot of money that you could be throwing away, but the risk is much higher than what you're probably giving away. The other thing that I gave away was a bunch of scrap acrylic. Now I am keeping my full sheets, so anything that was 12 by 24 or larger, I am keeping and shipping with me because those have a lot of material usage and a lot of cost, frankly, to having. The things I gave away were small pieces where there's a bunch of it, but there's no like really big pieces there. The biggest single piece was probably 12 by 12, and I'm getting rid of it, or gave it away actually already, to a friend of mine because he can use it for what he's doing, and it's just less weight that I have to put on the truck. And it's not easy to store scraps of material. I actually found a bunch of things I didn't even realize I had because they were not stored in a great way, and they just kind of got pushed behind other stuff. So this was a great time to just purge a lot of those scraps. Now the UV printer, that one is getting shipped as well, kind of like the EPILOG. The company is going to ship it back, and then once I'm in the new location, I will get a machine there. I'm very fortunate, again, that I'm able to do these things, and that's not going to be the case for everybody. So just make sure you're planning out how you're going to move. The cheapest way is definitely to move things yourself, but there's also something to be said about your time and effort and just having a company pack all your stuff and move it for you if you can afford it, or if your company is helping move you and gives you a stipend to do so. Now the last thing I want to talk about is what happens now. So I still have a bunch of stuff in the garage. I'm actually packing some of those supplies into boxes together so that I know where they will be and not have a company do that piece. But there's other things that will happen. A company is going to come and they're going to pack all of our stuff for us. I am fortunate enough that my work gave me a stipend to help do that. As of right now, I am traveling 50% of my time to go to the new location for work. And because of that, I don't have a lot of time to pack. So I'd rather spend that time with my family doing some things in the Las Vegas area and surrounding areas before we leave, and worrying less about just packing my stuff constantly. So it was worth it to me to just have somebody pack it for us. As we go into the new location, I'm going to share a video of the new garage space that I'm going to be using as my shop for now. It is part of the house that we have purchased there. It is about, I want to say 600 or 700 square feet of garage space, but it's not all usable because there's a staircase in there. There's like a little room that they built in there, and then the hot water heater and electrical panels and things I have to stay away from. So the usable space might be about the same as the current garage, but I will have to add some electrical to it and do a lot of the things that I did for this one. So we will see how that goes. If there's anything you want to see about the move, put that in the comments below. I'm going to try to do some videos along the way, probably split back and forth between the two locations for now until we fully move. We're moving in about a month and a half. But as I go there, I'll be doing some painting in the new house to get the rooms ready. And I'm going to be trying to figure out how to set up that shop. So if you have any ideas for layouts or what I should do for a background, because I can completely redo my video background now. So if you have ideas for things I should do, I want to make it better. I think I've had this background long enough. I'll still have this kind of set up just in the garage, but I would like to make a better video background. So if you have ideas, please let me know. I would like to up the quality of the videos and make them look better. But that's kind of the story time for this video. If you want to see more along the way, check out my Instagram at MakerExperiment, where I'm going to share some things as I'm moving. But also make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you know when new videos drop. But until then, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.